Hey, this is an overview of my pedal I/O module. So, what is this? Well, it's a pedal interface, so you can connect your pedals into your eurorack system, or you can connect your eurorack system to your pedal board. So you can go both ways. It also works fine as a line interface and as a direct input for your guitar or bass without it sucking the tone out of them because of because of mismatch with impedances. So what you have two equal sides. So you can use this as a dual mono or as a stereo unit. So as you can see, it's the top and bottom side are absolutely equal. And what this is doing, so it goes from, if you go from the eurorack side over to the pedal side, it attenuates the signal 18 dB, that is 18 times. So it's taking the signal from typically 5 volt signal down to 0.6 volt. And in the other direction it's doing, the same thing but opposite. So it's amplifying from the pedal side and up. And why I've done this, you may ask, and that is because I needed something that sounded good, and sounds good means that it has to have the right impedance that the pedals are expecting. So it has a high set input on the pedal side, and that makes it suitable for doing guitar direct in and so on as well. And some pedals are sensitive to the impedance, so I think it's important. There's also the thing with transients that exist in the world outside of synths, extreme transients compared to what you have in your synths. So it's also designed to sort of take care of the transients. So it should almost be foolproof when it comes to levels going into it. Examples later in the video on that. So it's expecting to have signal levels in at -4 dB and amplify them. So yeah, I'll show that later on, and you'll see what I mean. It's also I'll go back to the picture again. So it's very compact. It's skiff friendly, because as you can see, the power connector is the thing that's protruding the most backward to the back, so you can't really make it smaller. And another thing that I think is important is you don't need any adapters. So you have your 1/4 inch jacks and you have your normal 3.5 millimeter jacks, because I hate having to find the adapter cables all the time. So on to some examples. Okay, first simple example. I'm going from a rings and into the pedal interface, and then I'm going out to a reverb and coming back from the reverb, but I'm also coming back in stereo, so I'm using both sides for the return. So For this I have this Cosmosis pedal. Yeah, nice, simple. And on to the next simple short example. Okay, next example. Just going straight in with my guitar, and this is to show you that it sounds fairly okay. Yeah, so it retains the high end in the guitar because of the high set input. Okay, next example. Gaz Williams of Sonic State, he asked me, can you put a bass into it and start slapping it without it sounding bad? So this is related to the transient handling properties of this module. And yes, you can. So bass, slap. And you actually just get the noise from the strings and not other distortion. Okay, next one. Again, just going straight in, and in this case I'm going to show if you connect a line level thing in. So like my monotribe. So I've set the volume out to about half, which means that it will not get the compression of the pedal side input of the module. And I should say that if you know this module, you know that the drums sound kind of weak. But since the frequency range of the module goes down below, well, 10 hertz and all the way up to 100 kilohertz, so it's really clean. You could get more out of this than, yeah, you can get more out of it, and I'll show you if I start pushing it. So this is just half volume, and if I turn it up full, you get a little bit of compression. But if you have some kind of metering on your computer or wherever you're looking, you will see that this is the same volume as this. It's just a slight compression. And then if you start pushing all sorts of things into it and adding this compression, you can this is a fun unit. Okay, and now a little bit more technical deep dive in the next example with how the transient handling actually works on this module. Okay, so here is a patch to show how the transient handling on the pedal side input works and how well it handles transients, and also sort of how more or less foolproof it is for putting the wrong levels in. So what I have here is I have rings again. So I've set it up with the switch here. Okay, so I have the white cables. It's a clean signal from rings. It goes to the switch and into the mixer and out. And if I turn the red, well, the number 4 switch channel number 4 on, it's taking the signal from this side instead, which is going from rings through an attenuator. So I set this really low now, so it's like pedal level, and it's going via that attenuator into the pedal input. And I should say here that the pedal input, it's expecting 0.6 volts, and that is what it's getting right now. But I'm going to turn that up. So, and with this connection, well, the patch I've done, I can turn that up so I can put 5 volts into it. And as I told you earlier, the module is amplifying 18 dBs, which means 8 times. So 5 times 8 means that it's trying to make the output go 40 volts. And that should actually distort like crazy, but it won't. It will amplify up to 10 volts, and then it will roll off. So it has sort of super soft roll off from the -4 dB point all the way up to plus 6 dB in. So it has a 10 dB long super soft knee. Now I'll show you how that works. So if we go back to the patch here again, so this is clean, just rings, and this is through the module, so no distortion, no nothing. And if I start turning this up, the reason I have another attenuator after this is so I can gain match what's coming from the module. So if I start turning this up, I need to turn this down to about half, because otherwise the output will be 10 volts, and now I'm getting down to 5 volts, just like the input, like the rings. So if I start turning this up, now we're already at fairly heavy limitation. Clean, not clean. You can hear it's a little bit of distortion. But if I go like this, yes, now you have distortion. But compared to the clean, but this should sound horrible if it was just brick walling. So if I turn it down like a little bit, this should also distort, but it doesn't, not much. And again, the full-on. So what I'm saying here, that is, you can hear that this is actually quite a pleasing distortion. So you could use this to drive things, like I showed you with the monotone. You can use it to add just a little bit of character to stuff, or like in this case, you could go from the eurorack level into the pedal side and drive that. Nothing bad will happen. and it will just be a little bit more compressed. So yeah, I hope you see the potential of this, and I hope you understand the reason why I designed it, because I really wanted this. So that's it. So thanks for watching.